missiles that can shoot down missiles, spy satellites only a fraction of the size of other nations, 3D printed organs, and an export market in excess of $160 billion annually. Israeli high-tech has made a mark on the global scene far in excess of the country's size. But it wasn't always like that.
1982 is when I started, and in those days there was not a single venture capital fund in the country. You can imagine in Israel without a dollar of venture capital. That was what it was like.
We had all, I would say, all the odds were against us, okay, in terms of lack of natural resources, lack of professional people, lack of markets that could open for us because we were surrounded by enemies.
Yet today, Israeli sectors like cyber-tech and alternative protein research outperform those of entire continents. Just how did Israel pull it off?
The true solution to the defense problem is the invention of arms that aren't available on the market and cannot be duplicated. That will be the source of our true strength in the long run.
Without the story of Israel's need to be self-sufficient in weaponry, to be masters of technology, to figure out how to have a qualitative advantage, none of this would have happened.
In other words, necessity was the mother of invention, and innovation in defense birthed a sprawling tech sector where military tech got repurposed to medicine and many others.
That's a good example of the cross-sector technology where, missile technology was squashed down into a pill. It's about the size of a 1,000-milligram vitamin, and you swallow it and get a beautiful selfie of your small intestine.
It wasn't simply a matter of external enemies, but crippling lack of natural resources or developed land that forced Israel to invest in tech.
It's not just the size of the country that matters, but rather its level of technology.
Another crisis. In 1987, Israel was forced to cancel its advanced fighter jet program due to cost overruns. The Levy program left more than 5,000 engineers unemployed and looking to make their own companies. Defense tech and its spin-offs attracted the attention of huge multinational companies who gambled on investing in Israel in the 1980s.
We have to remember the critical role that was played in the early days by the overseas companies who came here to set up technology centers. So whether it was IBM or Motorola, Intel coming, relatively very early.
And those investments birthed generations of improvement and development.
The Orphic satellite doesn't look like very much, but if you think about it, the whole world is sending satellites up into orbit, but everyone sends it with the Earth's rotation. And where Israel differs is they send it against the rotation, and that's why Israel is considered a nano-satellite mecca.
But it was another crisis that took the fledgling tech industry and made it into the titan it is today. The collapse of a global superpower, the fall of the Soviet Union.
We had 1 million Jews coming from Russia in the late 90s, people with a lot of skill, with a lot of knowledge, with a lot of human capital. We had to find them employment. Then the idea of incubators that everybody now talks about was born.
The government made investment matching programs and tax breaks called Yozma to attract foreign capital and to integrate the millions of new citizens into the economy, with astounding results. Today, climate and sustainability tech takes center stage, while robotics and artificial intelligence firms flock to Israel. A new generation of tech is being built, a way paved by generations before.